Hi everyone. Thank you very much, Miguel. My name is Masum and I'm a front-end developer at Volosoft. Today I will talk about React Native UI for ABP Framework. So we already had a startup template, as Halil mentioned, and in commercial side we made some changes. First one is the authentication flow. We were used the password flow and we switched to authorization code flow, and it is the best practice for native apps in the Auth 2. And second one is the UI time. We switched the native based library to material. In authentication flow, as you know, if we want to take a token from a server, first of all, we are requesting for authorization code, and device will be open the browser. After enter our username password, it will give to us a code, and then second one is the second request will be a token request. For this process, we are using Expo, and in Expo there is two main library. The first one is the Outstation, and second one is the web browser. In the UI temp, I mentioned about the material library. We are using React Native Paper for the UI components, and we have some third-party libraries for components. Okay, let's jump to demo and let's see what's going on. I already started my application backend and mobile. When it started, it will be open the home page, and in the home page, it will be just simple page and button. Here we have menu, and there is 3 items because we didn't authentication yet. We can log in with the menu or in the home page button. Let's go to login, and it will be redirect to us authentication server. Here we can authenticate as an admin. After login, it will redirect to us application, and as you can see, it brings to a few items to tenant users, and in the settings, a few items too. Let's start with the users. For example, let's create a user with the UI, and for that you can click the button top of the menu. Let's create a jump. So okay, after enter our information, we can set roles to users. For that, we need to switch the role section, role tab. Here, when we enter the role tab, it will automatically list the roles from database. We can set multiple roles here. After that, we click the save, and it will be create record. Here, we can also search the existing records. And last two things is we can also delete or update our record. For example, if you want to edit our user, click the action button and click the edit. It will be redirect to edit page. Here we can see the roles and user informations. For example, let's take back the roles and click the save. Last one is the deleting user. Same as the edit, we need to just click the action button and click the delete button. It will be show as a warning page. After that, we click OK, and our record is deleted. Other one is the tenants. Tenants similar to users, just less than user. Sorry. Similar users but less than control. For example, let's create a tenant. Here we can create tenant. After give the name, we can select addition, or we can change empty. We can set empty. Let's give the standard addition. Here we will define the tenant admin's email address for the initial record. Let's say. After that, last one is the admin password. Yeah, record is created, and same as user, we can we can edit or delete the tenant here. Also, same as user, we can search the tenants. The last one is the setting page. We can go to setting page with menu. Here we have few set option. First one is the language. We can see the language from backend. This list comes from the application configuration endpoint, and we can switch the change. I mean, we can change the language here, and also we can change the theme respecting English. There is two main option, and last one is the system. We can choose the light, dark, or system. Let's continue with dark. Also, we can change our profile picture. There is actually three main option here. First one is the default avatar, and second one is the gravatar. It will be brings picture from gravatar website. If we select that and say there is no gravatar picture with my email, that's why it will brings to default gravatar picture. Also, we can take a photo or choose photo from our device. Let's take a photo. After create this option, it will open the camera. Let's take the cat. Okay, save it, crop. After that, it will be set our profile picture, and I will click the save. When I go to back, and it will be my new profile picture, and it will be choose the default choose photo option when we be back to profile picture page. Let's go back to the default avatar. And last one is the change password. We can change our password here. Just we need to do enter our old password and new passwords. Yeah, and that was the all for demonstration. Last one is that we can change. Sorry, we can log out with the logout button. Sorry for that. Okay, it was a demonstration part. So let's take a look at the codes, what's going on the backside. Before we read the codes, I want to show to solution structure, because as Halil mentioned, we are giving our source code after you create projects. After you create projects, solution will looks like that. Here in the source folder, it will brings to us API components, contexts, hooks, and etc., which means you can directly change your logics or UI theme after you create projects. For an example, I want to show user screen. We saw the CRUD operation, and for example, when we go to user screen, at the backside, it's rendering a template, simple list template, and here we have a few options, and it was the action button. For example, if we have any permission, edit or delete, it will be show to us action button, and when we click the option button, it will be open a context menu, and it still depends on your permissions. Here, also, if you click the edit or remove button, it will run these two methods. For example, when we click the edit, it will navigate to us, create update user page. Also, if we click the remove button, it will be display a warning, and after OK option, it will remove the user. And proxy side, we have a API folder, and it's request to it requests to ABP backend. It will be send a request to ABP backend, and it will automatically fill the tenants, token, and etc. It will automatically fill these parameters. So if you navigate the create or update users, we have two main components. First one is the user screen. This is the smart component, and we are running. We are writing our logics this parent component, and in this component we have a simple we have user create and update form. Here we have submit logic. We are storing here. When we go to a user form, it will be storage or form controls, which means we have not too much logic here. After fill our informations, we will click the submit, and it will handle it by Formic. We are using Formic for form operations, and after that it will be sent a call to parent component, and it will save or create your user, depends on your record ID. And last one is the I want to show you styles. I mentioned about it will be bring all source code with creating new projects, which means you can directly change logic and UI. For example, we have base styles at the styles folder. You can directly change your styles here as your company wants. For example, let's change the text, and it will be redirect. Also, we can change the let's change the primary. As you can see, we can change or customize our styles after we create the projects. So thank you very much. It was the demonstration of React Native UI for ABP Framework.
Thank you so much, Masum, for showing us the React Native side of the mobile development with the ABP Framework. Right now, without further ado, we will hop on to the MAUI section with Enis.
Hello. Can I share my screen? Yeah, my screen is... I cannot see. Yeah, I can see my screen right now.
Yes.
Welcome to MAUI section of Community Talks. In this section, I will just make a quick reminder about what was the MAUI. MAUI is a cross-platform application framework that makes you able to develop a native application, native mobile and desktop application with C# and XAML. If you are in this session, I think you already know what is MAUI, but let's take a quick recap. You write all your app code in C# in .NET ecosystem. So you can access .NET MAUI SDKs, or you can access directly native SDKs, but they are in C#. You can access Android or iOS or whatever you want, access that platform SDKs over C#. So this is the one of the advantage. I will talk about advantages of MAUI as a backend, as a mobile UI option to ABP Framework backend. The first advantage is C#. It's C#. It's pure C#. If you know C#, if you're familiar with C#, you can go with this. It will be easy to understand for you, easy to develop for you. The second one is application hosting. Application hosting is similar to any other .NET application. There is a one entry point, and you can configure your application like any other .NET application. The configuration management, if you have some configuration, if you're familiar in application configuration like app settings, or you already have some configuration, you can move your configuration to your new app with app settings.json. The other advantage is ABP framework packages, framework modules. That means you can use ABP's infrastructural packages, infrastructural modules in your MAUI application, like AutoFac, dependency injection, or maybe localization or whatever you think, as the infrastructure is already ready to use. And authentication authorization, as I told you, it is in C#, and you can use ABP packages, and authentication and authorization will be easier to you. Localization is same. You can use same localization logic with ABP Framework. The most important thing is client proxies. Also, you can think about like client packages or HTTP API.client. You can directly add your contracts to your MAUI application, and you can call your backend without writing any HTTP client code in your application. So this will make really easy and fast your development. So let's come to application hosting. As I told you, there's a one entry point for .NET MAUI applications. This entry point is MAUI-program.cs. In this entry point, we just initialize a new module, new ABP module, ABP Framework module. It's not a complete module, it's module class. We just created a module class and initialize that class in this entry point. After that, you can build your application on this module class. I will show you this module class later. In this module class, as you know, in ABP Framework, you can add some attributes over your module class, like depends on attributes. So you can initialize any other dependent modules in your ABP module. So you can call any other modules from your module class. So there are only examples. You can use which ABP Framework packages you want, you can use. In the authentication section, as Masum says, we use code flow authentication. So this is the best practice for authentication and most secure and reliable way. In this logic, we don't have any login screen or login page in our MAUI application. We will redirect to user to our out server. The out server shows a login form to user. User can register, can maybe reset their password, or they can just log in that browser. Everything. All the account progress are handled in out server. After that, if user is logged in, browser callbacks to our MAUI application, and we will use that token. It's a summary in a nutshell. And the localization, you already have a localization. If you have existing application, or if you develop application with ABP Framework, you know there's a localization logic, localization infrastructure, so you don't have to leave that infrastructure. You can use exactly the same infrastructure here. As you know, your localization files placed in domain shared, and these localizations are provided by HTTP API host by application configuration. As Halil says, applications gets application configuration from HTTP API host. In that situation, your MAUI application is another client to your backend. So this MAUI application gets application configuration from backend, and you'll use any other logics, all the ABP logics from this application configuration. So let's continue. The client proxies, they makes your development really easy. For example, in that case, I say Akmedal bookstore. For example, you have a module package like that. So when you add your HTTP API client package to your application, and you can inject your interface, your app service interface to your class, and you can call your HTTP API host over this application service interface. When you inject this interface, this app service interface, it will be automatically injected client proxies in that case, and you can call your HTTP API host by calling HTTP request. So let's take a look. So as I told you, there's one single entry point. This is, where was it? Yeah, there's MAUI program.cs. As I told you, we just configured container as AutoFact container because we want to use ABP dependency injection here, and we configured an app settings.json configuration. All the I configuration will use the app settings JSON. You can configure something else, but by default we configured app settings.json. And as a continue, as I told you, there's a module class here, which is named my project name MAUI module. This my project name will be your project name when you create a new project from this template. After that, we just build application and initialize this application, and we don't do anything more. All the things are done in our module class. As you can see, this is a regular module class, like you already know from ABP Framework. So there's some dependencies over that in the depends on attributes, so you can initialize any other ABP Framework module class here. In the configuration, you can see there is a similar initialization, similar configuration here, like any other ABP application. So you can see there is a localization option. There is some authentication option here. Sorry, there are some authentication option, OEDC client options, or whatever, something like that. You can configure this. You can use this configuration as usual. In the code base, we have separated our pages and view models. So we used MVVM pattern here. We all separated UI logic and UI pages. So this is recommended way by Microsoft. We used Microsoft toolkit .mvm package to make view models easier. So when you run this application, you'll see something like that, as Masum already showed you. Here, let me sign out first, because I want to show you the authentication process. When you run this application, okay. When you run this application on Windows or Mac OS, or what you want to say as a desktop application, you will see something like that. When you run it in iOS, you will see something like that. This is my local language. If I go to settings, I can change my language here. Sorry, where is the... Okay, let's say it is English. Okay. You can see it's changed in iOS. You can see this is a desktop application here. You can load more. I have some issues on Android. I will show Android again a little bit later. After login, you'll see a user's page here. I just created my own user here. I can edit it and I can delete it. I can do whatever I want here. Or you can create a new role, new user here. I can add something, but I won't show all the same things again and again, like Masum showed you. I can show you. You can see different themes here. If I show you, what is it? Okay. I'll show you again. You can change theme like that here. It's provided by dotNet MAUI. dotNet MAUI provides two different themes, which is light and dark. We just implemented this themes, pre-implemented. You don't have to do anything for this one. Also, all the localizations works as the same. For example, let's change to my language. I can change it, immediately change all the UI. When I navigate back and change it to English, everything is changed. You can make some configuration here. Okay, in the Android section, let's come back, because okay, this is, I think, simulator issue. Okay. Okay, close it. Okay. Let's come back to authentication section. Without login, you can see there's no more options here in the settings, because you can use current user that is authenticated, or you can use authentication to hide and show menus. How do you do that in MAUI application? You can just inject iAuthentication service, and you can check authorization. You can check permissions like that. Let me show that here. I have two observable properties here. If you're familiar with MVVM, you will know that they are observable properties. When I update this property, the UI will be updated. So I just update my permissions like that. This is authorization service. This is also IABP authorization service. You can call this granted async, and with permission name, you can check permission here. So you can see, if I log in here, I will see some new menu items. I logged in my application. Let's take a look. Okay. Let's rerun it. Okay. You can check like that in the UI side. You can just use, for example, here, it has tenant permission and has users permission. They are two properties from my view module. Also, you can use ABP if structural things like that. Current user that is authenticated. You can use current user and current tenant from the base view model, because we already created a base view model in the template. They are all pre-injected into your view model. You can use them directly from your pages. Let's check once more in Android. Okay. In that case, okay, it works. But here, for example, there are two themes, but if you want to customize them, because your company name can be different than these colors, you can just use colors example page here. There are predefined colors here. You can just change them. For example, your company name, your brand name may be a blue color. You can make it blue, and you can see all the primary colors are blue. But you can customize even more. For example, there are some background colors, but if you want some different thing, you can paint all the backgrounds. So, for example, orange, or let's say yellow. You can paint everything here. Maybe you can get a little bit darker color to your bar color. Sorry. So you can see can have a different theme like that. This is a completely different application. This seems completely different application right now. You can customize really easy this template, so you can easily start a new application with your brand colors. So the other colors still the same. So let me make a real quick recap what I told you. Okay, I want to show something in here. You can see there's no filter here. We have filter already, but there's no advanced filter here. But pagination in the mobile application will be lazy loading. If I refresh this page, you can see the first 10 chunk is loaded here, and if I continue scrolling, the rest of the data will be loaded this page. So you can see the first part is loaded, the second part is loaded lately. If I continue scroll, if I have more data, they will be displayed here. So let's take, I have my awesome company here. I want to find it. Yeah, I delete this company. Okay, let's delete it. So it's deleted. Rest of the things are almost same. You can create a new tenant here. You can delete, edit. All the CRUD operations is working here also same. We just completed all the infrastructural things. So this is the quick demonstration of my application. Thank you. My part is all this. Let me show the iOS version here. Okay. Okay, that's it. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I thought you were moving forward with the iOS, so I didn't want to retract your screen from the monitor, but okay then.
Thank you.
Well, to sum up, you guys, it was all. We have a lot of questions. We have selected some of them to answer. So we will move on with the question and answer section. And after the question and answers,
38 questions.
yes, and those are the selected ones. After this one, I will be announcing the winners.
Okay,
All right.
let's make it for 10 minutes at most. Okay.
All
Let's
right.
begin with the first question. Correlation ID is for error logging. Correlation ID is for distributed tracing, actually. In a microservice environment, for example, a request may contain many sub-requests and related events. So all these events and HTTP requests will contain the same correlation ID. So you can trace your request flow with the help of this. So it's a common pattern. No, actually, it's not only commercial license. The React Native part is open source and free. All the source code is available. So, but the MAUI part is in commercial license. Yeah. If you're asking for MAUI, actually both are compiled to native. React Native is already native, and MAUI is also native. We have created based on native MAUI framework. It's like Xamarin. Yeah, it's a continuation of Xamarin actually at the MAUI. No source generator. We haven't used a source generator or any kind of code generation. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your suggestion. Okay. Let's continue from the next question. Based on the ABP team's experience, what are your thoughts on the benefits and drawbacks of React Native versus MAUI? Yeah, actually, for a .NET developer, I would select MAUI because I don't know React Native and I don't want to learn any ecosystem and language. However, as I see, React Native currently has more probably components, more library support and community support probably. MAUI is pretty new. What do you think, Enis?
Yeah, I agree with that, but as the infrastructural things, MAUI is really advanced. You can find everything as an infrastructure like authentication, or you can access native APIs really easy, maybe maps or Bluetooth. There are too many APIs, but in the UI side, it is really weak as I see. If you want to really pretty looking applications, React Native maybe show you much more options, but in the MAUI, yeah, the UI side seems kind of weak.
Yeah, MAUI is React Native is more mature, but yeah, it's for .NET developers. MAUI. Okay, let's continue with the. Okay, I can skip this question. Are we using proxy generation, Enis, or MAUI?
Proxy generation in the ABP we have proxy generation, client proxy generation. We use static proxy generation. It's not also commercial. It's part of ABP framework, so you don't have to have ABP commercial license to use proxy generation. It's part of framework.
Client-side proxy service proxy generation to consume REST APIs is available in ABP framework as an open source feature. For the MAUI part, we are utilizing it to consume REST services with static proxy generation. For the React Native part, I suppose we don't use.
Yeah, we don't have any proxy client for React Native. But
in ABP framework, we had created proxy generation for Angular and C# clients. We haven't created for React Native. However, there are tools like Answag or other code generation tools that are using Swagger UI or something like that. So you can use these tools. Is that available as an SDK for .NET? I think I didn't fully understand the question, but probably he's asking for if we are providing as a SDK or library. As I said, for mobile side, we are not providing any library. No, we haven't implemented. The startup template is very basic, and the purpose is to demonstrate and implement the ABP integration part. The rest of the features are your own business, actually. So you can implement whatever you like. Further, what are the differences between mobile application created by the ABP open source version and commercial? Actually, no difference much for React Native part. The main difference is the commercial part is using commercial backend, so it's adapted for the commercial modules and backend. And the MAUI is already available only for the commercial side, so there is no comparison in this part. Actually, we have built the MAUI application as completely native. We haven't used the Blazor or Blazor hybrid version for the UI development. However, in ABP commercial, we are providing a Blazor hybrid enabled MAUI application that includes all the functionalities of our current Blazor UI, because we have implemented the Blazor UI modules and all infrastructure independent from WebAssembly or Blazor server. So it's available. However, for the mobile part, we believe that native result would be better than the Blazor hybrid currently. For the mobile authentication, does it prevent it does presenting? Does it not? I think the question is if we are using refresh tokens.
Yeah.
Are we using?
Yeah, we can refresh tokens after they are invalidated. Yes, the refresh token logic is working in MAUI application.
So we are using OpenID Dict as a backend authentication server, so it supports refresh tokens, and yeah,
it's pre-implemented in template. Yeah.
Okay, great. Another question. Yeah, it's related to your business, so there is no such a feature. The question was, React Native is JavaScript, why it has higher priority for Volosop? Actually, not high priority. Once we have created React Native, there was no MAUI. There was only Xamarin, and we had a bad experience with Xamarin. However, MAUI is actually more modern, and we believe it's better currently, while it has some missing points. So we are not actually giving high priority to React Native. Currently, both has the same functionalities as you have seen recently in this session. Grid view. Did we use grid view? I think
no,
the question,
not
yeah,
for grid view means
okay.
I didn't get it.
Maybe he asks for MAUI. In the MAUI, there is a component which is grid, not grid view. Yeah, we can use. We used when it's required.
Okay, is the code available to us to review? Currently, current React UI, React Native UI source code is already available in the ABP repository on GitHub as an open source source code. However, the new version will be released in a few weeks, so it's not available as publicly yet. And also, we haven't renewed the open source part yet. Probably the open source work will be done after we have released the ABP commercial mobile applications. Anyway, for the MAUI part, it's already ABP commercial only, so there is no code to review. Once we release it in the August 15, you will be able to download its source code, and you can check It's possible to hide the authentication address bar URL for security reasons. As I remember, it's not available in MAUI. The URL is not shown in the URL, as I remember in the demo.
Yeah. Already he answered his own question. Yeah, it uses Chrome browser. It uses default browser of the device. It can be different in any device. You have to research about it, but it's not there's no common solution for that. Maybe you can use a simple web view by your own, but it's hard to maintain cookies and authentication states with custom web view. So
We are not
depending on your
specifically using
situation.
Chrome, right? We are just using the default browser.
We don't use. Yeah, we use default browser. It will open Safari browser in iOS application. It will open Chrome for Android applications. It will open Edge in the Windows. It uses default browser.
Okay, last two questions. Does it support two-factor authentication? The authentication part is implemented in the server side already. So in the server side, multi-tenancy, two-factor authentication, user logout, and all the kind of backend functionalities is already available. So that's one of the reasons we are using backend application for login. Last question: what license on MAUI package? Is it custom? Any restriction on this one? Actually, we have a few MAUI packages, as they are open source and free. You can find on ABP GitHub repository, but it's very limited functionality. For the MAUI startup template, it's already available only for ABP commercial. So when you get the ABP commercial license, you can download full source code of the mobile application. So no restriction or nothing restricts you to look at full source.
Also, all they are implemented in the template, so there's no package. All the codes inside the template.
Yeah, there are a few MAUI packages. However, it's like ABP integration part. It's not something you want to change. It's not related to the functionalities coming with the startup template. Okay. Question was like that. There are more questions. Thank you everybody for sending a lot of questions.
Yeah. Exactly. I actually wanted to show this view or comment from Ruslan H. I have a lot of unanswered questions. I guess I'll look forward for that MAUI tutorial. I know you guys have a lot of questions that weren't answered in the session. If you would like us to do completely question and answer session to ask your questions without any other issue that we are dealing with during the community talks, we might actually consider to do that. So please just leave a comment in the comment section of this live session after this live session is ended. And now for the exciting part, we have selected the winners of the dotUltimate subscriptions, and you can see the names in the scrolling bar. They are Karim Ainsworth, Hassan Al-Salami, and Jaykishan Mer. I know Jaykishan Mer is actually a close follower of ours, so congratulations to him and the other ones as well. You guys, please send us an email with saying, I am the dotUltimate winner in the subject line at marketing@volosoft.com. So we will be able to redeem your discount code for 100% on dotUltimate subscription. For today, we will say goodbye to everyone. Please, if you have any other questions or if you would like us to do only question and answer session, leave your comments down below. And after this session, as usual, you will be able to find all the mentioned URLs in the resources part of the description box in this video. All right. Well, any other comments?
Thank you for watching us.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you guys. Don't
See you.
forget to follow.